Productions. Wild like my daddy, but straightforward like my mama. Drink like granddad, smoke sluggies like the other. But granddad feels the guts. Hustler like my uncle JT or cousin Big B. I got big dreams like Jimmy Lee. And my name is just running for anything. Keep a job like Uncle Kevin told me. Top notch player like Theyre. And that caddy thing since the 80s. Slab, big corporate thug. And political like Jackie. Maybe rest in peace, but I've been taught a lot. See, hot head wasn't scared to get money nor leave. Can't play me like I'm a pawn in the game. Chess, jokester like Big Kenny and Ski. G like Youre, Journey. Trigger happy, thinking about my family. Alone like my granny. Lula, chuckling, giggling. Hunching my shoulders like my daddy's Natalie. Routed like them Tyson seeds. And spiritual like reward. Like Arian, a religious, romantic career like no one, ever. Oh, so like Uno, a soldier's untold story like my bro, T Bird. And cousin Ray Knife, get aim like Herb. And free man like John and Gene. I can be man, it's respectful, tattoo, a different breed.
I can't wait till they get a load of me.
Drake get luxury, memory and lessons from ancestral pillars, legacy family.
We are unapologetic.
We are unapologetic.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Right on, right on. Hey, champions, welcome to tonight's edition of the Motivation to Elevation Facebook Live podcast. Thank you so much to everybody who is tuning in. Trust that your Tuesday has been a blessed one. It has been it's been an interesting last 7 days in my life. And so some people know what I'm talking about and some people don't have a clue. But I am excited to be back before you tonight because it is actually my favorite time of the year, other than my birthday. It's the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter. It's officially the fourth quarter of 2017. And what I'm excited about is this is when people have the opportunity to make sure that the year ends on a positive note. So I was just having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and I was telling her that it's amazing how if you know how you sit down and you watch a movie. And you go to the movies and you watch a 2-hour movie. And let's say that the first hour and 45 minutes is good. It's got you on the edge of your seats. You're all in, you're focused, no distractions, etc. But if that last 15 minutes of that movie is garbage, you feel like the whole year was a waste. You feel like the movie was a waste of time. You feel like, oh, that movie sucked. Well, that's how I feel about when it comes to the fourth quarter of any year. And so you might not have had the best year so far, but you have an opportunity over these under 90 days now to make sure that this year ends on the right note so that you go into 2018 with the right momentum. And so that's how I feel about this year. So for me, it's been a couple hiccups. Where I'm at right now is far better than I was at this time last year. But to me, it doesn't matter what I've accomplished this year if these last 90 days are not what they're supposed to be. So I have a hunger, I have a desire. I'm motivated. I'm hungry to make sure that this year, which is a year that I will never forget, that this year ends on the right note, that it ends on a positive note. And so tonight's topic, because I'm really going to just bring it to you, this topic was actually requested. It actually came from a conversation that I was having with a friend of mine, and they wanted me to talk about it, and it kind of threw me. And so The topic tonight is why you should never beg anyone to stay. And so I'm sure that if you are someone that has ever been in any type of relationship, or you might have had a friend that you've been cool with for years, and then all of a sudden it just fell apart, and you really are looking for reasons why, or you don't even have a clue why, then this topic can really resonate with you. And so I'm going to share with you just some things that I've learned, some things that I share with them privately, why you should never beg someone to stay, because the consequences to that could be very disastrous if you're not careful. And so I'm looking for a little interaction. So if I'm in the wheelhouse, so to speak, or if I am on point, then let me know in the comment section, because I appreciate everyone that's watching right now, because I'm seeing who's watching. I'm seeing who's hopping on. And so I appreciate each and every last one of you all. Having said all that, let's dive in. So the topic again is why you should never beg anyone to stay. And I know it sounds harsh, but to me, begging is degrading. It's degrading. Now, an apology or telling someone, telling them how you feel or offering to change a bad habit should be enough if a person truly wants to stay, if they want to stay. But if it's not, then you have to accept the reality that friendship or that relationship is over with. Because the moment, and I've learned this, I've seen this kind of happen. I've seen this kind of play out. The moment that you have to beg, it's already over anyway. And I'm going to share with you several reasons why this is the case. And this is based on conversations that I've had with people that are close to me, and some of it is even my own personal experience. One of the reasons why you have to realize that if you get to the point of begging that it's over anyway, is because, first of all, they'll never respect you. Think about this. Standing up for yourself earns you respect. Begging and pleading kills respect. Now, sure, they might stay, but they'll never show you any true respect. It's that truly someone you want in your life. Think about this. If you know that there's truly someone you want in your life, then time is out for the excuses. You're an adult and you're miserable with the other person. But here's the thing. You don't have to stay in a bad situation or a bad relationship the same way you don't have to stand in a puddle of urine in the kiddie pool. Whatever your disturbing reasons are, you're there by choice. Even though there is plenty of better places to be. And all you need is enough willpower and enough self-respect to walk away. That's the first thing. Another reason why you should never beg someone to stay is because they'll take you for granted. What do I mean they'll take you for granted? Once they know that you're that desperate to keep them in your life, they'll take and take and take and take, but they'll never give. They will never give. And you'll never be equal. You'll never feel like you're their equal or be their equal in their eyes. And you'll soon be miserable and wish that they just leave. You never deserve. I don't care what mistakes you've made. I don't care whatever your shortcomings are, whatever your issues are, because issues, we all have them. Here's the reality. You never deserve to be taken for granted. I'm going to say it again. You never deserve to be taken for granted. Third thing, if you have to beg, they're not worth it. Tell the truth, shame the devil. If you can't say amen, say ouch. If you have to beg, they're not worth it. Here's why. Because anybody who cares about you, who truly is for you, will not make you beg. They will not put you in a position where you have to beg. And in fact, they'll actually ask you to stop. If they truly respect you, they'll tell you to stop. They'll ask you to stop. Because when you feel like begging is your only option, just walk away. No one is worth begging for. No one. Point number 4. If they loved you, they would stay anyway. If they truly love you, they would stay anyway. Now, if you are obviously experiencing domestic violence or whatever, you got to go. You don't need, that's a toxic situation and a toxic environment that you don't want no part of. But if it's not that, if they love you, they will stay anyway. What I mean by that is this. If they truly love you, they would talk to you and you would both figure out what's wrong and be committed enough to fix it. You don't need to beg. You wouldn't need to beg. You might have to give them space temporarily, but you'd work through those things together. And that's what's important. And then let's go to number 5. 5th reason why you should never beg anyone to stay. You know why? Because it makes you feel weak. It makes you feel weak. And it's a difference between feeling humble and feeling weak. Caring about someone should never make you feel weak. It should make you feel stronger. Though it probably stresses you out from time to time, because let's be honest, because I know I have some people watching that's married, okay? So they can attest to this. Or there are some people that's watching that's been in long-term relationships, so they can attest to this. There are some times where you love your mate, and then there are some times where you just don't like them. But they should never put you in a position where they make you feel weak. And so, but they will stress you out from time to time. It is what it is. One thing that I've observed, one thing that I've learned is that begging strips away your strength and leaves you bare and leaves you weak. And in the end, unfortunately, you're still going to get hurt. I'm not necessarily telling you what you want to hear, but for those that are watching, I'm saying what needs to be said. Should never have to beg anybody to stay. And another reason, here's the 6th reason. I'm on number 6. You'll regret it. Just keeping it 120 with you. You'll regret it. Here's why. Because the person who stays isn't someone you want to be with. You might think so now, but they're only staying because they think that they can control you. They're only staying because they think that they can control you. And the moment that they find out that they can't control you, that's when they bounce. That's when they realize that they don't have that control over you that they thought they had. But if you beg them to stay, you'll soon come to regret begging them to stay. In fact, you might undoubtedly be the one to walk out if you actually have the courage to say enough is enough. Because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you realize that you deserve better than what you're getting. So you have to be willing to walk away from all the things that are hurting you. It's just that simple. But I know that that's easier said than done. So I hope that you're getting value from this. So let's move forward. Another reason why you should never beg someone to stay is life has taught me that you're okay on your own. You're okay on your own. What do I mean by that? People act like they're afraid to be alone. And what I mean by that is, I get it. It's terrifying to have someone you love leave you or walk away from you. But it's okay. You might suddenly be single or feel alone after your best friend or your mate leaves. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm speaking from past experience, it's not the end of the world. And I've talked about how I went through an annulled marriage years ago. So that's what I'm talking about. I can speak to this. It's not the end of the world. You're perfectly fine being on your own. So embrace it and don't beg for someone who's not worth your time. Because here's why I say that. Most people don't want the truth because the truth will destroy their illusions. I'm going to say it again. Most people don't want the truth because the truth will destroy their illusions. So what am I saying in a nutshell? Stop putting people in lifetime positions when they have seasonal expiration dates. Life has taught me that the very reason that some people have turned against you and walked away from you without any reason has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It is because they have been removed. The Most High has removed them from your life because where you're going, where you're elevating to, this is motivation to elevation, where you're elevating to, they cannot go where you're being elevated to next. They will only hinder you on your journey to that next level because they have already served their purpose in your life. Let them go, and for the love of God, keep moving forward. Why? Because greater is on the way. Greater is coming. As long as you stay the course. I'm telling you what I know. I didn't learn this in a classroom. Life has taught me this. I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I have lived this. Better is on the way. Greater is coming. Everything that you've gone through is not meant to kill you. It's meant to grow you. Because there is no true progress without struggle. You got to be willing to understand that struggle comes with the territory. So I hope that you with me on that. And I just want to be honest with you. I want to be transparent with you. Another reason why you should never beg someone to stay is because they'll expect you to do it every time. They will develop the mentality that if you do it once, that, oh, well, I ain't got to worry about nothing because they ain't going nowhere. Think about this. Do it once, and they'll expect you to do it every time something goes a little wrong. Were you 15 minutes late? Why you come home late? Then they'll get to the point, they'll threaten to leave just to watch you beg them to stay. Don't let someone use and degrade you like that. You're worth more than that. You're better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're better than that. And one of the biggest reasons now why you should never beg someone to stay, because if you're not careful, it will start to eat away at your confidence. It will start to eat away at your confidence. What am I saying? What do I mean by that? Begging has a way of stripping away your confidence, and you will begin to start to question yourself. But I'm here to tell you that yes, you are a strong and beautiful person. Ladies, fellas, you are unique and wonderfully made. Stay confident and true to yourself. And you will be fine without them in your life. And if you have to lose who you are for them to stay, they're not worth it. I'm going to say it again. If you have to lose who you are for them to stay, they are not worth it. They are toxic. And you deserve better than that. Separate yourself from them. Separate from them as far as the east is from the west. Another reason, and I'm almost done. Another reason why you should never beg anyone to stay. Because truthfully, if communication is the backbone of any successful relationship or friendship, it's better to just talk it out. What do I mean by that? It's easy to make a rash decision during a fight or during an argument or during a disagreement. But that's why you call them and you talk to them the next day. I'm here to tell you, if the man is wrong, ladies, it's his responsibility to fix it. If the woman is wrong, fellas, it's her responsibility to fix it. I don't care what society tries to perpetuate. Because for some reason, people walk around thinking that if the man is wrong, it's his responsibility to fix it, right? I get all that. But somehow, this portrait is sometimes painted that if a woman is wrong, somehow it's still that man's responsibility to fix it. You can't have it both ways. If that man has to man up, then that woman has to take responsibility for where she errs too. It is what it is. She does not get a pass. Think about this. It's okay to make that first move and offer to talk to each other like adults and work through the issues and be committed to working through the issues if you think it's worth salvaging. And if that doesn't work, then accept that it's over. 2 more and then I'm done. Another reason why you should never beg someone to stay is that sometimes it's best for them to leave. Sometimes it's best for them to leave. And I know for somebody that's watching this right now, that's the last thing you want right now. That's the last thing you want to hear right now. But begging is not going to make it any better. They might stay now and still leave a week later. Go ahead and let them. If they love you and they miss you, they'll let you know and offer to work things out. But for now, it's the best option. And then finally, the final reason why I would say that it's best not to beg anybody to stay is because a little loneliness is not worth losing your self-respect over. And this is key, ladies and gentlemen. No one likes feeling lonely, but that loneliness can actually be a good thing because you can actually hear God or hear the Most High talking to you when you have that alone time where it's just you and God. You get time to learn more about yourself in that season when it's just you. You get time to learn more about yourself and you still get to keep your self-respect. And that's definitely something you don't get to keep when you start begging for somebody that don't want you. Loneliness is always better than begging. It's always better than begging. Little kids beg, okay? I'm not talking to little kids right now. I'm talking to adults. When I was a child, Word says when I was a child, spoke like a child, thought like a child, I was a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. There are some childish things that you're going to have to put away. And one of those is begging. Kids beg to get what they want. You're not a child. So don't say that you're a grown, you know what. But then you resort to begging because that's what kids do. So I'm going to wrap this up. I trust that it was of value to you, that it gave you something to think about, because we all deserve to live our best life and live it and live it unapologetically. We all deserve to operate in our purpose. And if we're not operating in our purpose, we are shortchanging ourselves. And we're not living. We're just merely existing. And we deserve better than that. And so I hope that I give you something to think about. If I did, feel free to share this with someone that needs to hear this. And it has been a pleasure to serve tonight. And as always, remember, in life, you have two choices. You can make moves or you can make excuses, but you most certainly cannot do both. It's yours truly, Arian Tyson, the Moving Motivator. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of the Motivation to Elevation Facebook Live podcast. For the rest of this year, I challenge you to fourth quarter living. Have a hunger and a sense of urgency to where you're expecting some great things to happen to wrap up this year so you can take that momentum into 2018. God willing. And if you have not already done so, make sure you check out my website at www.motivationtoelevation.com. Again, that's motivation, the number 2, elevation.com. Again, it's yours truly, Arian Tyson. I'm about to sign off. You all have a blessed night. Peace.